weekend. It's the Vikings and the Bucs, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. Intense.
What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
As you see, they have dealt with their fair share of injuries this season, but, Charles, that hasn't stopped them from putting together a very solid campaign, a very good record thus far.
I think a lot of credit has to go internally. Look, we always want to praise the head coach for holding the team together, but to me, it's the guys in the locker room putting on the uniform. Those starters who've stayed healthy, they've welcomed the backups into their ranks and showed them how to get it done. And this team, they've stayed afloat all season doing just that.
Still second down.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. On play action, now McCarthy. He's got right on the short throw. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Looking to throw McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And quickly into the hands of Robinson.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 23. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
To the air with McCarthy.
This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Got his tight end, that's complete. It's right, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Brock Wright.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Vikings will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner as you get a look at Baker Mayfield.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round one. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
Only 3 there on the screen. It's second down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Mayfield. A quick throw, but incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
On the handoff, McClellan. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
To throw, Mayfield. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And out now come the Vikings. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up the score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now the fan favorite, this is Carson Steele. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Mayfield. That's taken in by Palmer.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, Mayfield.
That's again complete to Palmer. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. On the ground, here's McClellan. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title, so they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. He rips off a nice run there.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Mayfield looks to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Mayfield to throw it. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Vikings head out to take over once again. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Again, it's Cook. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. So that one will get him halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards, makes it 3rd and 7 now.
Throwing is McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
This is caught by Robinson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Now McCarthy finds his man. There's Jordan Addison.
First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
McCarthy going to throw again. Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here's McCarthy. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Robinson's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another first down. To the air again, McCarthy. Over the middle, complete. It's Cook. And the Vikings are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Again, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Wan'Dale Robinson from 4 yards out. And the Vikings are able to add on to that lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Back now comes Tampa Bay. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Mayfield down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Throwing, Mayfield. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A give to the fullback on the dive. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Fielded at the 33. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Looking to throw, McCarthy. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And this one incomplete.
Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. To the air with McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Holding offense.
The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. In trouble, and he's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
But first, time to look ahead to Sunday's action here in the NFC. A 4-5 battle that ought to be a tight one, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, in our game, it took a little while to get settled in, but we were in for a battle royale in this second half. And to call the action, let's go back to the guys who've been there all year, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter.
And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
At the 34-yard line.
What's that?
Mayfield.
Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. And Godwin going to have a Bucs first down up near the 40-yard line.
That's good. For the Buccaneers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now Mayfield. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I don't know about you, partner, but on 2nd and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. 2nd and 10.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation.
Throw left side, taken in by Palmer.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Mayfield off the play fake.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bucs first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
The tackle there by Marcus Epps. From the 29, here's the 2nd down and 9.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield.
That's completed right side to Palmer.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Bucs have got it back to within a score.
Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down and distance count, right? In this case, 1st down, let's go get it right now.
And he got it, 6 points on the board. And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy.
That is caught.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. McCarthy
throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
Ball start, offense.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Throwing is McCarthy.
This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd.
3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. McCarthy operating from the gun. That'll be complete to Cook. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 19. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. In motion, the tight end. Now McCarthy. Touchdown! Brock Wright, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Sheds off the tackle. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. Here's Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From just across the midfield stripe, here's second down and a yard. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Came up about a yard short, but I can't help it, Brandon. I love it when the big guy gets the football and he tries to battle his way forward. There's something about those guys carrying the ball and watching people trying to stop them. That's just great theater.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Wright's got it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 43, here's second down and 1. Here's McCarthy. Over the middle and complete to Addison. That one a first down pickup of 8. Looking to throw. McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Straight ahead, Steele. And a nice run there, going to take this close to the first down marker at the Bucs 27. The Vikings on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He's got right on the short throw. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They run it again with Cook. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
Talk about controlling the football and controlling the drive. And with runs like that, they'll continue to do exactly that.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. To throw, Mayfield. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Mayfield looks to throw. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Flushed out right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the left side with Steele. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Now Cook running right. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Here's 3rd and 9. Looking to throw McCarthy. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there. And now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
So Mayfield and the Bucs down by 16, a little over a minute and a half remaining. This crowd has stayed with them throughout, but they need 2 late scores to advance in these playoffs as they've got a 1st down.
Looking left side, he's got it complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's Baker.
That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Mayfield to throw.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Mayfield.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. And losing in this wild card round, you know, they've got something to build on, though, for next year. But I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment, but once they get away from it a little bit and they get into their off-season program, they'll start to talk about that. And I like how you framed it, building blocks, you know, building this program up. And one of my favorite coaches always talks about brick by brick, you build a program. And this is one of those bricks to build them towards the next season where they think they have a chance to advance farther in the playoffs.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Tampa.